Hi dear students, welcome back to our channel Anvinay Kumar Basics of Physics. In this video, I am going to explain about the introduction of mechanical properties of solids. In that, you are going to learn about the what is rigid body and what is mean by elasticity, what is mean by plasticity, and what is mean by plastic body. Is there any example for perfectly plastic body, and is there any example for perfectly elastic body, and what is mean by deformation force, and what is mean by restoring force, what is mean by stress, and how many types of stress are there. So for all these questions you may get clarity and answer in this video. So you have to watch the video up to last without any skip. After watching the video, share your opinion as comment. So without late, I am going to the topic. Okay students, all of you know in our nature the matter is divided into three types: solids, liquids and gases. All of you know. And here mechanical properties of solids. Here mechanical term is related to the force. When we applied some force on the solids, what are the changes may be occurred in solids? That is we are going to discuss in this chapter. When we applied some force, which changes maybe takes place in solids? Okay children, here there is one body, it is there. For example, this is the one body. On that body we applied some force. Maybe in any direction, either it is upward or downward, anything. We are applied some force. Clear? Then if there is no change in its shape and size, we applied large amount of force on the body. Even though we applied large amount of force on the body, there is no change in its shape and size. Then that body is called rigid body. What we call rigid body. Clear? And the force which can changes and which can tries to change the shape and size of the solid, that is obviously called as deformation force. The force which can changes shape and size of the body or tries to change the shape and size of the body, that is naturally called as deformation force. And next thing here, what is meant by restoring force? On the time of simple pendulum, simple harmonic motions, we discussed what's that. Here in case of a simple pendulum, it is a mean position. When it is executes the simple harmonic oscillations, what we discussed, due to applied force, the bob will move from A to B, because we can push or pull it. Then it will goes from mean position to the extreme position. But at this point the velocity is 0. Even though velocity is 0, that should be again coming to the mean position A. That is because of restoring force. The energy of the body which can be stored internally, that should be called restoring force. Clear? Every body has its own energy, restoring force. For example, there is one rocket is there and we are taking some hammer and we are striking it. While we are striking the first time, it does not breaks. After so many strikes, that is going to be break. Why? Because we are striking the stone with hammer. That means we are applying the deformation force. But it will take more time to break. Why? Because that stone has internally some restoring force. To understand very clearly, I will give one more example for you children. We are taking some small spring, what it is inside the pens. Clear? We are taking a small spring and that should be compressed. So we should be compressed like this. We are compressing it like this. What do you observe? When a spring is compressed between the two fingers, it comes close. The turns are compressed, come to the close. That is what I have to say. Spring is compressed. So, and after that, we are slowly removing our fingers. What you observe? Again, the turns are coming to the actual position. While we are compressing, we are applying the force. That is the force of deformation or deformation force. But the spring turns are separated again, same. Clear? While you can observe, in our house also you can observe some bed is here. While you are sitting on the bed, what you observe? The spring, the sponge bed should be goes down. Once you can get up from the bed, again that should be coming to the same. So why it is coming to the same state? Because of restoring force. Clear children? So every body consists of restoring force, that is I am going to explain. Clear? Okay, next thing here children. So rigid body is that, deformation force is that, and restoring force is that. And what is mean by elasticity and what is mean by plasticity? Clear? We are taking some rubber or a same example, spring example, or you are taking a sponge. That block of sponge should be compressed like this, and once you can remove our hand, again that should be gains its original shape and size. That type of body is called elastic body. Human body also example for elastic body. So children, here you have to observe very clearly. Elasticity means what? After removing of the deformation force, after removal of deformation force, the body will gain the original shape and size. That phenomena is called elasticity, and that body is called elastic body. Clear? And next thing is plasticity, opposite to elasticity. Clear? We are taking some wood stick, we are taking, just we are break it. What you observe? It is coming in these two parts. If you want to attach it, it is possible? No possible. That means what? After removal of the deformation force, the body does not gain its original shape and size. That should be what we call plasticity. We have a lot of examples in our daily life. So glass material, wood, brick, stone. So these are almost all adhesives plastic nature. They never get again same shape and size. And the body which do not gain original shape and size, that is what we call plastic body. Clear children? So this is about the elasticity, plasticity, elastic body and plastic body. So for 2 marks question is there, give examples for perfectly elastic body, perfectly plastic body. 2 marks question. Give the examples for perfectly elastic body and perfectly inelastic body or plastic body. So that is, perfectly elastic means what? Almost all. After removal of the deformation force, it is coming to the original condition. But in our nature, there is no exactly perfectly elastic body. But one material is there that is very close to original. That is the quartz. Quartz is the best example for perfectly elastic body. And for plastic body, perfectly for plastic body is clay, wet clay and dough. So these two are taken as the examples for perfectly plastic body. Okay, children. Next thing here, we have one 4 marks question is children. One 4 marks question is there. What is the stress and how many types of stress are there? 4 marks question. What is stress? So nothing but here, children. Stress is nothing but here. We can write like this. Stress is the restoring force per area. Restoring force per area. It is also written as elastic force also. Elastic force by area. The restoring force is available in particular area of the body. Thus should be called as stress. The restoring force acting on particular area of the body is what we call stress. So children, for stress, simply the formula is what you going to write, F by A, force acting on particular area. Okay children, now dimension formula. Dimensional formula of stress. What's that? For force what you have? M, L, T inverse 2. For area what we know? L square. Then what you write? M, L, L to the power of minus 2, T to the power of minus 2. So L to the power of 1 is there. When bases are equal, we have to add the exponents. Then what you get? M 1 minus 2 means what? L to the power of minus 1 and T to the power of minus 2. So this is nothing but what? Dimensional formula of the stress. So dimensional formula of stress is similar as the pressure. What is the pressure? Force acting on particular area is what we call pressure. Same formula, but definition is quite different. What's that little difference? Stress is what? Restoring force per area, we have to say that. For pressure, what you have to say? Force per area. Okay children, so this is about the dimensional formula of the stress. And now we can go for units. Units are the, for force what you know? Newton. For area, Newton per meter square. And it is also called as Pascal. What are children? Pascal. So this is the unit of SI unit of stress. Newton per meter square or Pascal. So this is simply children about the stress. And now types of stress. Children, stress can be divided into 3 types. Longitudinal stress, bulk or volume stress, and shearing stress. Clear? Stress is divided into 3 types: longitudinal stress, volume stress, and shearing stress. So here children, so to understand that very simply here, then one word it is there, normal stress. Longitudinal stress and volume stress are called as normal stress. Normal stress means what? Simply here, the force what it is acting normal to the body, that is what we call normal stress. And the normal stress can be again divided into the tensile stress and compressive stress. Compressive stress. So children, to understand that, first we go for longitudinal and volume stress. Children, longitudinal and volume stress can be taken as the example for normal stress. And normal stress means what? The stress what it is acting on the body in normal direction. That means perpendicular to length. Normal stress. And next thing here, that again longitudinal volume stress also taken as the tensile stress and compressive stress. Okay, simply I will explain that. Longitudinal stress. Here there is one body, it is there. What is that? There is one body. Now we applied some force. Then the changes occurred in length in these directions. Then the type of stress is what we call tensile stress. Clear? Longitudinal stress means the force of deformation that is going to be acts along the length of the body. The force acting along the length of the body to become or to change the length of the body, that should be called as longitudinal stress. Longitudinal means along the length. The stress which is acting on the body along its length, that should be what we call longitudinal stress. So children, here we are taking one rubber, we are taking something, and one rubber it is there, and we are stretching the rubber in opposite directions. Then that is automatically what you have to say, there is some change in length of the rubber. Clear? So length changes. Then that stress what we are creating, that is what we have to call longitudinal stress. So children, longitudinal stress should be shown like this. So here we are applying the force in these directions. Clear? Then if increase in the length, if length increases, that is the tensile stress. If the longitudinal stress is clear, when that longitudinal stress is called as the tensile stress, means when we apply this stress, then the length is increases. Then that particular longitudinal stress is what we call tensile stress. And for example, for the same longitudinal, now we are applying the force in these directions. That means same example what I am going to explain. We are taking some rubber and now we are compressing like this. In the first time we are stretching in outward directions. Then that longitudinal stress should be what we are taking, tensile stress. Length is increases. For second time what I am going to say, now the rubber is going to be stress in forward directions. Then the length is decreases. Then that is what we call compressive stress. So this is the example for that. So this is about, children, longitudinal stress. What is longitudinal stress? The force what we applied in particular direction to increase the length of the body or decrease the length of the body, that is what you have to say, longitudinal stress. If you want to write this in simple words, the stress which is acting along the length of the body, that should be what we call longitudinal stress. And next, children, volume stress. Same definition. The stress which is created in the body to change the volume, of the body, that is what you have to say, volume stress or bulk stress. For example, it is the one plane membrane, it is there, and we are applying the force in all directions like this, like drum. While we are beating with the drum, what I have to say, the force must be in all directions. If it is in all directions, the volume should be increased. Volume is increased. Then that volume stress is what we call tensile stress. And if we are applying the force, should be like this. In this case, volume is increases. In this case, volume is decreases. For the first time, we apply the stress or force to increase the volume. Then the volume stress is commonly called as the tensile stress. And when the volume is going to be decreasing this like, then what it is? Compressive stress. Clear, children? So what is the volume stress or bulk stress? The stress which is created in the body to increase or decrease the volume of the body, that should be what we call volume stress or bulk stress. And third one is, children, shearing stress. The force what we applied on the body, for example, it is a cube. Clear? We are applying the force on the top surface. Then here the top surface will be displaced, remaining all are at the same thing. The stress or the force what we applied along the plane, along that surface, then that is what we call shearing stress. We want to displace only top. For example, it is a duster now. Here we want to apply the force like this, and I am going to apply force along the length like this. And then only the top layer will be displaced, the top layer is only going to be affected. The remaining body should be as usual at regular condition. That type of stress is called shearing stress. The stress what we created to displace the top surface of a body of a plane, that should be what we call shearing stress. So children, this is about the stress and types of stress. So children, you have to remember that the stress, longitudinal stress and volume stress and shearing stress all are having same units and same dimensional formula. Okay children, this is about the stress. I think you got idea about the stress and all these things. So I hope you understand. If you can understand this one, like, share, comment the video. And my request is, if you can understand this topic, you must share to your friends. ఎవరైతే ఈ పాండమిక్ సిచ్యువేషన్లో స్టడీస్కి దూరం అవుతున్నారో వాళ్ళందరికీ కూడా ఫిజిక్స్ ఈజీ వేలో అర్థం కావాలంటే మన ఛానల్ వారికి షేర్ చేయండి, మన ఛానల్ సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోమని చెప్పండి. ఓకేనా? విల్ మీట్ ఇన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ వీడియో విత్ సమ్ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ టాపిక్. బై, టేక్ కేర్.